Hi, Ron here. At the next Babson Pro seminar, what we're going to do is we're going to help you guys out a little bit with using this program. As you know, this thing is really written for experts, and as an expert, I have difficulty with it. So if somebody goes and buys it who sees this video, it's very much of a challenge. Okay, Uh, first of all, one of the things we're going to do for the Babson Pro program is we're going to install a signal that we developed, and I'll show that to you. Let's see, 6 output, I don't know, let's see, use filter. We're only going to run this immediate test on the letter uh, A. As you can see, this is even a challenge for me. So, okay, good. We're only going to use the letter A. There's one stock that this covers, and that's Algae Technologies. We're going to, let's see, we're going to use a signal I developed that's very easy. Let me show you kind of how it works. Um, and and what this well, first of all, what the program does is it'll pick out pivot points or turning points based on a criteria that is in this triple L signal and in the triple H signal that I'm going to be installing on your boxes. By the way, guys, remember I don't do software support on this program. So what happens is the program will do an actual test for you. What we're going to do is we're going to take open stock signals table. Okay, that's empty. We're going to do a run right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it do a historical run, and we'll show you how nicely this particular signal works. Here we go. While my other stuff here is running, should be done in a second. Kaboom. Okay, here we go. Open stock signals table. Okay, so what the program did was it went through history, and it said, well, on these days here, and possibly 1 or 2 or 3 days thereafter, this particular signal was true. Okay, and for those of you that like Elliott wave, I guess this is sort of an Elliott wave. Okay, and this one we're calling a triple L, and the reason we're calling it triple L is because this one is going to be looking for the long version of this signal. So we're looking for lows to buy, and rather than highs to sell. Let's take a quick look. Okay, the program really doesn't have enough data at this point, so I don't really want to use this one. Let's see, it only started, it looks like the data only started in 02. Let's move up to 04 and see what's going on here. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Now, what it does is what this particular signal does is it tries to find a pivot number 2, kind of like, like over here, and with high reliability. Remember, there's lots of possible pivot number 2s, and in terms of, like, here's an ABC, right, and then here's a pivot number 2. Okay. Okay. Look at something. Okay, notice that one of the first things, a little housekeeping here. Let's say if we go down to pivot C. Notice over here in the left-hand corner there's a letter N, which means it's not true. Okay, I'm pressing spacebar, and notice the letter N doesn't change. and now we have the letter Y. Okay, and what this means is the program says, yeah, it might be a pivot too. And so what you need to do is apply the other course methods and go from there. Okay, and that's the letter Y. Now we're going to take it to the next level. Well, we're going to say, okay, the only time I want to use this is when there's an S over here. Because when there's an S, what I do is I simply look at one other course concept. So I apply one other rule to this. And in this particular case, is the rule true? Absolutely. The rule is true. So what this tells me then since this rule is very true, then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an up move, and sometimes that up move will be quick and furious, and sometimes it won't. Okay, and when it goes up, I'm looking for it to go up to or past the far H. Let's see if I can draw an ML here. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for prices to get past this upper line up here. Okay, and that's number one. Or number two, I'm looking for there to be the letter E on the chart. Notice I have an A over here now, and notice these other alphabetical letters. Well, during the seminar, it's really simple how those are calculated, and I'll explain those to you. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, one of the things that I prefer in order to enter, let's wait until we have a higher high than the previous day. Okay. Okay, so we now have had an entry. Either we bought, during the day down here somewhere, or we waited till there was a higher high, and so notice that here we have the S in the upper left-hand corner, and now we have the signal Y. And now we have a whole bunch of N's up here. Okay, and notice this guy now has gone past the far H, and if I want to, I can take profits, and down here around this area here, it was let's see, what was the close? 25.89. It's the high day it made a higher high, and when it closed above here, it was 28.43. 28.53, no, 29.51. Yeah, 29.51. I get that data from over here, C 29.51. Okay, so okay. So the anyway, I would probably be out of there at that point, even though it might go higher. Okay, and there's a number of reasons for that. One of them is at this point here, using this low high low, I would remember Ralph's rule. Okay, for those of you that are course members. So let's go to the next one. We just press Alt N, and it brings us to the next one. And this one also, the other criteria is met. Let's press Alt D, and here notice the letter S is over here, and the alphanumeric soup is changed, and it says S, so we're watching for a buy here. And I do notice that the standard course signals are true. In terms of the other criteria, the criteria we're going to show you that you can easily deal with on the here. And notice that in this particular case, this is what we have. Okay, have going in here. Okay, and so this should be a this up move here should, if it pans out to be a good up move, it'll be a very, very strong one. Let's see what happens. There's your E. Once we have the E, boom. Now we had a nice strong pop, but once we have the E, that's it. I want out of there. Okay, so I'm out. Okay, so we have an S in the upper left-hand corner. Okay. And once again, notice it has the number 2 here. And it's saying we have an ABC in it too, so let me get out of here. Yeah. Okay, we're over here, and this one obviously is, yep. Okay, here we obviously have a 2, and upper left-hand corner you see the letter S, and this complies with the other rule, and here we have an E, so I'm out of there big time. So let's see, just for grins, on the day after, what did it close here? Closed at 2097, about 21. So what did it close out here? Oh, about 2363. That's not bad. Okay, so now I'm over here. Let's okay. I do not have I do not have the other thing to be true, so I would not mess with this one. Okay, and that's real obvious and real easy to see. Even though, hey, it might do well. We'll see. You know, who knows? Okay. Here, notice we still have the S's. The S is gone. Wait a minute. Oh, yes, it's still there. Okay. All right, but let's see, where are we? We're there. Okay. Okay, here's another date. This could be a 4. And going down for a 5. Oh, I don't like this one. And it doesn't comply with the other rule. Okay. Where are we here? This doesn't comply with the rule. Yeah. Okay. Let me bring it back to over here. Notice we have no, no, no. S. Here we have an S. And does it comply with the rule? No. Let me take this offline for a moment and check. let's take a look at this again. Okay, so we're over here, and boom, Emmett makes a new low. It's not complying with the rule. Okay, I knew this one was a little confusing. Okay. So here we have an A, and the reason it's a little confusing is because in a moment here, I think it's going to give us another A, boom, boom. See down there, there's a 2. Notice there's a Y in the upper right hand corner, and if we go Alt D, there's our S. There's the S. There's the magic S. Okay, we definitely have a signal here. This definitely complies with the rules. And there we go. Okay, that was the one. Here's another one. This one, does this comply? Absolutely not. Let me take a look. Does this comply? Not that I can tell. This one does. Okay. No, this doesn't, but let's see if we go here we go along. This doesn't. This one obviously does. This one obviously does. Just look at the 1, look at the 2, and look at what happens in between. Obviously it does. Whoop, 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 whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see what happened there. Okay, actually, if you look at the 1 and the 2, using the course member concepts, you see that a strong move was expected there, right? I mean, that was expected. You don't even have to draw a line, you know. So anyway, this is the demonstration. What we're going to do at the live event, and you can, if you can't come, we can arrange something privately in San Diego. And what that would entail, what's going to happen is I'm going to install it on your computer. I'm going to install the triple L module. I'm going to install the triple H module, and I'll go over with you how it's used. Okay, how you do this stuff. I do not understand. I don't do support for this particular software product. However, in this case, because you're a Babson Pro person, what I'll do is I personally or someone else will go with you step by step, and because we've got it dummied down to some real easy steps. Because otherwise this software is incredibly complex. This reflects the mind of a theoretical physicist. So and mine, because I've got my stuff in there too. So anyway, um, this is one of the things we're going to wind up going over at the Babson Pro. And what this program can do, what's really, really kind of neat, is it can do this on historical data, obviously, but that's not all. What it can do is it can go through a bunch of real-time data. Let's say end of day, for example. It can go through end of day data, or it can go through intraday data, and also find certain types of patterns. Okay, this is differentiated from standard technical analysis. Standard technical analysis uses a wide variety of algebraically based indicators that aren't touched in this situation here. Okay, so primarily looking at patterns and geometry. Right? So thank you for your time, and see you at the live event.